I'm delighted to be joined by Davey Grant. You've got a massive fight coming up in Tampa. But before I get onto that, I want to run through your MMA journey a little bit. And I couldn't believe it when I heard how they started. Was it just to impress your mates? It was a crazy story, wasn't it?
Well, it was like what it was I used to do it when I was young, and then I stopped doing it, and then all my mates started watching it. And I was like, oh, I used to do this, and they didn't believe me. They were like, nah, you can't fight. I was like, no, honest. I said, I can. I said, what I'll do, I said, I'll get a fight, and then we'll all go out and watch us, and it'll be a good night. And then yeah, just sort of like spiraled from there. But it was because yeah, they didn't believe me. Everyone, because I don't really come across as much of a fighter. Do you know what I mean? So I said, look, I said, I'll get another one. And then we all went out and had a good night. And then I just carried on fighting.
It's mental that you can just do this for a good night. And it's obviously ended up being this whole career. You've gone around the world. You went on The Ultimate Fighter, which is crazy. What was it like training with Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I love Ronda. She was a great person. And it was great to be on the team. You know, she was like Olympic medalist and a world champion. I met some great guys. I had like one of my friends in the house, Mike Wooden, who I trained with over home anyway. So to have him in the house when I was in the house, it was awesome.
I can imagine. And The Ultimate Fighter is obviously a crazy show. What was your most mental memory from being in that house?
I don't know. There was so many. It was crazy. I remember fighting in front of Dana White like straight away. So that was pretty good. And I remember him like clapping and being like, "Yeah, well done." You know, like because I finished my first fight, and he was really impressed. That was good. And I remember going out. We went to like the Harley Davidson shop, so we could choose which type of Harley Davidson we wanted when we won. That was pretty cool. It was a yeah, it was a good experience all around.
I can imagine. You've had so many experiences. You've been to Vegas on a number of occasions. What's your favorite Vegas memory?
Probably I'd say knocking out Jonathan Martinez. I don't know anyway. I mean, it was it when I got the submission on Rafaela Sunsao. I sort of reverse triangled him, or yeah, inverted triangled him. It was a bit of a crazy fight. That's got to be one of up there, definitely.
Now coming back to UK soil, obviously I remember you beating Marlon Vera in London on the
Yeah,
Bisping Silver undercard. What was
yeah,
that night like? Because obviously you had this crazy victory, and then the main event was crazy as well. And I know you know Michael, you've been on his podcast and all that
yeah.
sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was great. It was like me homecoming, you know, like 'cause I fought in the Ultimate Fighter, managed to get signed to the UFC, and then I was supposed to fight in London a couple of months after. Got a really bad injury, and then it just had like a chain of injuries. I had three injuries in a row, kept me out for 2.5 years. So to go and finally get to fight for the UFC in London, it was a dream come true without sounding too cringy about it. It really was.
Now obviously you're in Tampa, you've got this massive fight. What's your Tampa experience been like so far?
I only just got here last night, late last night. But I've just looked out the window and the sun's shining. We're looking over the marina. So yeah, it should be nice.
Yeah, obviously great view by the sounds of it, and you've got this massive fight coming up. What are your expectations for this one?
I'm just sort of looking in there for a good fight. You know, like good exciting fights. That's what I'm about. Um, I think he's probably going to be looking to stand. I think it's going to be more of a stand-up affair. I feel like I've got a few more weapons, and hopefully just going to utilize that on fight night.
I know that you've been training extremely hard. Marab Davalishvili, one of your sparring partners. What's it like to train with him?
Yeah, it's great. You know, when you've got the world champ in your camp, it's definitely a bit of inbuilt confidence. You know, and you get great rounds off him. He's a great team member, as well as all the other guys at Syndicate. You know, I'm lucky to be able to train there.
We've talked about your career from the very beginning to going on tough to some of your greatest memories. What is your favourite story so far in your mixed martial arts career?
I think it's the Fight Island one. I really do. So the whole world was in lockdown, you know, and we literally locked in our houses. There was nothing, and then I got a call saying that I was going to be able to fight on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. So we got like carted down to London. We had to quarantine in our hotel for a couple of days down in London, and then we got private flights from London to Abu Dhabi. Then we had our own sort of island cordoned off for a couple of miles with jet skis and stuff. And then it was a pretty good fight. You know, I went and got the bonus as well. It was the first bonus I'd got, and yeah, it was just crazy to be doing this all at a time. It was a crazy time to be alive anyway. In the lockdown, it was just so strange all the circumstances. But then to go and do that and be the first fight on any of the fight islands and get like the performance that I did, that's got to be up there.
I mean, you touched on the jet skis there. Did you get to have a go on them?
Yeah, I went on them. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done because I was fighting in a few days.
Funny story, Davey. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time there. I really appreciate it. And good luck, of course, for the fight. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
No, I just well look. I'll give a mention to my sponsors. I've got their discipline and Easy Prep have helped me out a lot this camp. I've got my gyms, Syndicate, SBG Bishop Auckland, SBG South Shields, and TFT, always helping us out. So it's all done. It's like a team effort, you know what I mean. So thanks to all them.